Well, hello. Today's the third and final installment in the Back to the Future trilogy. Marty contacts Doc Brown after the DeLorean was damaged in 1955. They managed to recover the car where it was left in the mine in the past. While doing it, they discover a grave that shows Doc Brown was shot by Mad Dog Tannen. Marty must go back to 1885 to save Doc Brown. The DeLorean is damaged, fleeing Indians and a bear. He meets his descendants and gets help from them. In Hill Valley, he has a run-in with Tannen and is almost hanged, only to be saved by Doc Brown. They make plans to go back to 1985, but can't without gasoline. They need to hijack a train to push the DeLorean to the appropriate speed. They also rescue a school teacher, and Brown falls in love with her. At a festival, Marty gets in a fight with Tannen, who challenges him to a gunfight. Marty gets forced into a fight but uses a technique from a Clint Eastwood movie to defeat Tannen. They hijack the train, but Doc stays behind to rescue Clara. The DeLorean is destroyed in 1985. And Doc Brown visits in a time-traveling train for one last goodbye. So this is the final in the three-part trilogy. And of course, it came out in 1990, but it was filmed back-to-back with the second one, I think in 1988. And of course, this third one made $245 million. And both movies were, budgeted at $40 million. So the first movie pretty much made back the money, and this movie was just like pure profit for the studio. And it was filmed in Oak Park, California, mostly in some Monument Valley. And they had a bunch of little cameos by the old Western guys, Pat Buttram, Harry Carey, and Dub Taylor. And Mary Steenburgen was cast as Doc Brown's love interest. And apparently it was written with her in mind, and it was because of her, performance in the movie Time After Time. So in that movie, she played a 20th century woman falling in love with a 19th century guy, and this one, it was a 19th century woman falling in love with a 20th century guy. And she didn't want to take it at first, but I guess her kids really kind of forced her to take it because they love this movie. And, there was obviously a lot of the characters from the first two movies came back. A bunch got to play parts, like the descendants, the Biff Tannen and Leah Thomas. And, Michael J. Fox got to play another role as his, great-great-grandfather. And there was also, talk that they were going to get Ronald Reagan to play the mayor of Hill Valley, because he had just, gotten out of the presidency, but I guess he declined. And this was this is a massive hit. Like I say, it was the sixth highest grossing movie in 1990, which, 1990 was a pretty good year. And what is there to say about? I think everybody's seen this movie. My past two videos on the other two were one of the lowest watched. So, and I don't think this one's going to be any different because everyone just kind of knows this movie and has seen this movie. But I do it because I just love it, and I love this movie. I loved all the trilogy. I think it's one of the most perfect trilogies there ever made. Maybe Lord of the Rings or something might be the better one, and it's also, I think, the best time travel movie. It just seems the whole parts of it pretty much fit in well, and it makes sense. And yeah, this is definitely a classic movie. I think if you haven't watched it, you really should watch the entire trilogy. It's well worth your time. And if you stuck with me this long, I thank you. You're a unique individual.